Hey, welcome to Tamiyasc. I'm Armand Gutierrez. Here we have Zen Bluster.
That's right. You got it.
I still can't. I can't get used to that. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's been year and a half for Tamiyasc, and here we have an amazing track. It's a 5-lane track. What can you tell us about the design of this track?
Well, it's based on the Japan Cup 2016 track right now. We only have a 20-degree bank on this side. It's supposed to be like 40 and then 50, but then we have the double dragon sort of over there on that side. You can't see, it's kind of out of the camera frame, but we go follow the same. We cannot make the same analog as the Alps, but we're there. So it's basically the same track. We just don't have the 80-degree angles yet. So we're just waiting on Matt Tank to finish that.
So, usually when designing a car and actually looking at the Japan Cup, what's the number one thing you want to try to do to replicate everything that you're going to be seeing in Japan when designing a track like this?
Well, the minimum is the toughest part, but like we technically don't have the toughest part because of we don't have the Alps.
Right.
The Alps is the hardest part. Like getting the drop from that is the most important thing. So you're not going to be able to get that done. But like you get the rest of the track done, like we have the angles, we have the banks, we also have the double dragon, which is pretty important. A lot of people jump out of that. So getting those right is pretty important.
Now for the double dragon, it's interesting because if you have a brake setup that's good enough, the double dragon just becomes two very large humps, but it seems like there's no middle area for you to be able to get over one. You either have to take on both of them or you take on one at a time. Is there a way to have a middle area, or do you have to go balls to the wall or nothing at all?
The closest middle area that you're gonna get is having to go through each of them one by one. There's no hitting that second part without getting your car upset with what happens like on the landing. You either want to land at an angle or before the slope, basically. But like going from here, you don't want to slow down on the banks before you hit those. Otherwise, you'd get too slow and your car would just get left behind. You don't want to be slow. You want to be stable, yes, but you want your car to be fast and stable.
Right. So since I've been gone for a year, the number one thing that I've learned that's completely improved over this year is the transmission. 100%.
Number one. People ask me how you break in your motor. It's not the motor, guys. It's almost never the motor. It doesn't matter if you're running an Ultra, a Sprint, or a Torque Tune. If your car is fast and stable at the track, that's the most important part. If you're running like, let's say, like a Hyper Dash and you're kicking somebody else's butt, they're using an Ultra, that's because you're using a better transmission. Yeah. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
So if you're going to design a car solely for this track, what would be the number one thing you would focus on?
I'd focus mostly on the brakes. You have to use double brakes. You have to clear the bank, so you have to make a car with high clearance. Like maybe like 3 millimeter or like maybe like 2.9 at the front. The back is probably going to be 3 millimeters too, but you have to have the brakes. You have to make sure that you're clearing these so you don't slow down. Honestly, that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
But also you need to be able to have the brakes hit on both of the slopes. That's the biggest thing, because once you get that done, the Alps is also like a good braking point. But the biggest thing for the Alps, there's a really giant plateau that you're hitting at the top. Your car will brake there too if you're using double brakes on the front and from the back as well, because you'll be hitting the upper side, jumping and then landing on the far end of the plateau. You don't want to clear it. That's the worst thing that you can do.
Yeah, definitely for a clear, that's way too risky.
That's too dangerous. That's way too dangerous.
All right, so
all of this is conjecture because I've never been there, but once I'm there, I'll show you guys.
This is our plan because we're going to Japan. We're going to be racing, representing America, Jan.
Me and everybody else.
And Edgar, everyone here.
Matt Tang will be showing up there.
Of course, Matt Tang's going to be there.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out the track. Let's check out some races.
I'm a douchebag, so I'm not gonna lie.
No, not even. All right, ready? Oh, full car race. 3, 2, 1, go!
Sorry about that. Wait.
Oh, almost didn't make it. Jan is the winner.